Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another 2002 Madden rebuild. Today, we are taking one of your suggestions in the comments of the Madden Vikings Madden 2002 rebuild, and you suggested, I apologize, I forget the name of the commenter, but I do know that you said to do either the 2002 Colts or the 2002 Bengals, and here we are. I chose the Colts. Mainly because we've seen in these 2002 rebuilds that we've done so far, we've only done two of them, the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. But in both of those videos, the Colts have simulated pretty well. So hopefully, if we can add a few pieces here and there, this might be a 2-3 season rebuild. It might not have to take too long because we do have one of the best quarterbacks of the modern era in Peyton Manning. So we're already starting pretty good there. We don't have to worry about a quarterback. We just have to worry about putting the rest of the team together, putting some good people around him, both on offense and defense. But if you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. If you want to suggest another team to rebuild, whether it's in 2002, 2012, 2018, modern day, whatever it is, let me know down below in the comments, and let's get into it. So here we are, the 2002-2003 season. I've already loaded in the 2003 draft class. We don't need to go over it too much because we've seen the 2003 draft class plenty of times now in these couple rebuilds. So this is what the team looks like. We have Edgerrin James, one of the best running backs of all time, at least in the current era. We have obviously Peyton Manning, Studley quarterback, only 26 years old. So we've got a lot of time to win a championship with Peyton in his prime. And hopefully we don't have him leave for Denver like he did in real life. We've got Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, but Marvin Harrison Sr. is, I think, 30 at this point, right? Yeah, he's 30. So we do have to be aware of that. We're going to have to replace him, hopefully, with the actual heir apparent that they replaced him with, which was Reggie Wayne. Hopefully he develops. He should. He's only 81 overall and normal dev, but he should be able to do some good things. Jeff Saturday at the center position. We have a left tackle who's a superstar, but then on the defense, there's not a whole lot to work with. So the defense is going to have to need a lot more attention than the offense. We do have rookie hidden dev Dwight Freeney, which is super nice to have. That'll be really good to come off the edge. But other than that, we don't really have a lot of options on this offense or defense. So we're gonna have to work on that. As far as the playbooks go, we are currently running just normal Colts offense and defense with Shane Steichen. Those will definitely need some changing if we're not getting the production that we're looking for. We have a 91 scheme fit. That's nice. That might help us simulate a little bit better. So we'll go 3-4 under as our defensive scheme. That should allow for Dwight Freeney to get a little bit more snaps. We'll see how the defense looks. Yeah, okay. So we have a 41 overall middle linebacker playing. I don't like that a lot. What we might have to do is have Sword play, and then have Washington play as the middle linebacker because there's no way we can have a 41 overall start at middle linebacker. So it's going to be a little bit of it's going to be a bad season. Let's just say that. It's going to be a bad season. I will show you the draft class just because, but it's going to be a bad season. So this is the 2003 draft class: Charles Rogers, Carson Palmer, Andre Johnson. In the Vikings rebuild, we were able to get Andre Johnson in like the late first round. For some reason, he like fell into the late first round. I think we also got T Sizzle in that rebuild. Either that one or the Texans one. I know we've gotten him in one of these before. But the Troy Polamalu's in this class. There's some good players in this class. So we will see how it goes. We're not going to make any trades or anything because I don't think we have anybody of value that I would want to give away. Like, I'm not going to trade away Peyton. I'm not going to trade away Marv Sr. I'm not going to trade away Tariq Glenn or Edgerrin James. I guess I could consider trading Mike Peterson, but I'm probably not going to. I'm not going to trade away Reggie Wayne or Freeney, and then everybody else is not going to be able to get like a first-round pick or anything. So we might as well just keep the team as it is and simulate year number 1 and see how this goes. So I'll see you guys at the end of the year. We finished up the first season in the 2002 Colts rebuild, and we actually made the playoffs in year number 1, 11 wins. I don't know how we made the playoffs with the team that we have, but we did. I guess that shows you how godly Peyton Manning was in this era. Let's take a look exactly how good he was. Did he have a fantastic season? I mean, he had 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. This could be a very easy rebuild if Peyton gets some weapons around him and a defense that actually can stop the other team. Edgerrin James almost had 1,000 yards. Once he gets a little bit higher overall, he probably will achieve 1,000 yards. And both number one receivers got themselves over 1,000. Reggie Wayne with only 4 touchdowns, though it seems like Marvin Harrison Sr. was the big time touchdown target. But that's okay. I mean, both of them over 1,000. That's going to do wonders for Reggie Wayne's development. And then defensively, Rob Morris had 110 tackles. Okay, awesome. Bradsky had 19 tackles for loss. Mike Peterson 18. Freeney had 14. Okay, 7 sacks for Peterson, 6 for Bradsky. Scioli 3 sacks. All right, interesting. Only 1.5 for Dwight Freeney. I wish it would have been a few more, but that's okay. He's still super young. And a few interceptions for a couple of players. All right. So very good production from the offense mostly in this first season. We will play our playoff game. What's going to happen against the Jaguars? And we win 24-21, barely sneak by the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, to be fair, were decently good around this time. And then we go to the AFC divisional round against Baltimore. This is not obviously Lamar Jackson in the Baltimore, not even Joe Flacco in Baltimore. This is Steve McNair, I think, is on this Baltimore. Actually, no, he's probably still in Tennessee. I don't even know who would be on this Baltimore team, but it doesn't matter because it is our time to win, and it is. We are already in the AFC Championship game in year number one of this rebuild. Is this even going to be a rebuild, or are we going to be done and dusted in one season? Obviously, I'm not going to end it after one season, but let's see what happens. This Raider team, I mean, they were making AFC championships all the time in this era. What's going to happen? Are we in the Super Bowl? What happened? Yes, okay, I saw it. I see it on the other side there. 21-14, we win. We are playing in the Super Bowl in year number one. I did not think we'd be in the Super Bowl with year number one, considering the team that we have on defense. The defense is not great at all, but we are here. Are we going to win a championship in the first season of the rebuild? It would be the first time I've done that in a long time. And you know what? I didn't jump in the AFC Championship game, even though we usually do that, just because I didn't think we were going to win in year number one. I will jump into the Super Bowl here in year number one. I mean, we're in the Super Bowl. Why not? So let's go and jump in. It's against Tampa Bay, who was also in NFC championships and Super Bowls around this era. So it's going to be tough. It's not a guarantee, but I didn't think the guarantee was against the Raiders, and we won that game. So who knows? We could have a championship in 1 year. We are here in the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Bucks, and we're already down 10-0. So this would be awesome if we were able to win a championship in year number one. I don't think it's the end of the world, obviously, if we don't. I'm going to try my best to do it. Reggie Wayne sideline. He got both feet down. Oh my God, Reggie. Talk about craziness. I did not think you were going to get a foot down there. Into the second quarter now in the red zone. Oh, I see Marv. I see Marv Sr. This is the first time I've used Peyton Manning. Usually he's not available to trade for or anything in these type of rebuilds. So, and I've never been the Colts, so I don't usually get to use him. But here we go. Second and goal. Gotta get Edgerrin James a carry here. And Edgerrin James has a lot of space. James down to the 2. Third and goal. We're going to run hurry up and try to catch them sleeping here. Third and goal from the 2. Edgerrin, he's in. Touchdown Colts. We're back in this football game. That's a big one. Big one from the offense. But the defense needs to do something, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to. Another field goal allowed by the defense, which, to be fair, is better than a touchdown. So they're doing something. It's just crazy that this defense has even got us to this point. Pollard with a big catch on first down. We got 2 minutes, or a minute 45, to get down into field goal range at the very least. I want a touchdown, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get that. I'll try. I'm going to sit on Reggie Wayne here. Reggie, big play. About a minute to go. I like that Peyton's got his player model in the game. It makes it look super good. Underneath, that's Ishmael, and Ishmael up the field, run out of bounds, Ishmael. That's a late hit, but whatever. Oh, Peyton is dicing. Peyton is slicing and dicing the Tampa defense right now. Under a minute to go. We have all of our timeouts. Screen, hit on Edgerrin James. Try to run somebody over, Edgerrin. First down, we'll call a timeout. It's working really well so far. We've gotten ourselves in a field goal range. Remember, we don't have Adam Vinatieri at this point. He's still in New England. So we're going to be careful on who we kick the ball with. Reggie Wayne, big catch. I think I might let this drain down slightly. Ooh, that was probably the wrong idea, but I wanted it to get even further down so that they don't have a chance to... Never mind, I floated that on accident. My finger slipped off the button. Well, that's depressing. My finger slips off the button, and what could have been a drive to take the lead ends up being an interception because I floated the ball. Wow, I did not think my finger was going to slip off the button there. 2nd and 5, Marvin Harrison. Good block down the field by Edgerrin James. Well, not good, not a great block. It slowed him down to allow me to get a couple extra yards. It's okay. Luckily, the defense was able to stop Tampa. I hate the fact that my finger slipped, man. We had a touchdown easy. Easy touchdown, and I slipped. Of course I would. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. The problem is, I don't know if we're going to have a defensive drive that can stop the Bucks. We might have to go shoot clock here to take as much time off as possible, give them no chance. Handoff, Edgerrin James. I mean, he got a really, really good handoff there. That's a problem, though, because that got a lot of yards and didn't really waste that much time. We might have to run into somebody here. Try to avoid a touchdown. There we go. That works. That takes a little bit more time off the clock. I just don't want them to score with... I don't want them to have the ball with any time, really. Reggie Wayne, end zone, touchdown, Colts. They have 41 seconds. I think that should be strong enough. Our defense should be able to handle. And they're not going to do anything with it. It is a Colts Super Bowl in 1 year of this rebuild. I did not think that was going to happen. Okay, a Colts Super Bowl. So technically, we've already completed the video. But like I said before, we're not going to end it after one season. We're going to try to win multiple now. We're going to try to win multiple Super Bowls. But since we've already got one, we probably will only go maybe 2 or 3 years deeper. We don't have to go super far, I guess. But just think, we wouldn't even have to been in the situation if I would have scored at the end of the half. If I wouldn't have thrown the stupid interception because I'm a stupid suck boy. But it is what it is. We get a championship at the end of the day. That's crazy. This Colts team is not that good. And yet, Peyton Manning, a god-tier quarterback, at a true 99 overall now, has just given us a Super Bowl in 1 season. I didn't do a single thing to this roster. We're still on the Colts playbooks and everything. I didn't do a single thing to this roster, and we've won a championship. Talk about goated. So we will go into the offseason of year number 1 now as the Super Bowl champions. Did Peyton get the MVP? No, it's Reggie Wayne, as he should. We used him pretty heavily. Trent Green's the MVP of the league. Isaac Bruce and Kevin Carter, players of the year. Deion Branch and Julius Peppers. They're the rookies of the year. Okay. We've got a ton of money. We got over $200 million in available cap. Not only to bring people back, but also to spend in free agency. Edgerrin James, we're going to lock him up for the entirety of this video. He's going to be our running back. So welcome aboard, Edgerrin James. Mike Peterson wants $133 million. I'll give him that. He could always end up being a trade piece. He has gone up. I just noticed he has gone up to superstar dev. So Mike Peterson, a little bit expensive, but we'll pay him. Jeff Saturday, we'll keep him around as well. He's only 28. Offensive linemen can go into their 40s. So we'll pay Jeff Saturday. He's coming back. Chad Bratsky, he's gone up to star. Interesting. As a defensive end, he really wants to be here. So we'll pay him a 2-year deal. He's going to come back. Scioli, he also has star dev now. We're getting a lot of dev trade upgrades. We probably should check that before we go any further. Wow, he's not going to come back. He wants to test free agency, and he's the last guy that we want to bring back. So franchise tag for 9.26, that's nothing. That's pennies. We can franchise tag him and bring him back. Okay, let's take a look at this team in general. What kind of dev trades do we have? No dev trade for Reggie Wayne is annoying. Pollard now has star. Okay, so we do get one on the offense. I thought with Reggie Wayne winning Super Bowl MVP, he'd get a dev trade upgrade, but no, he doesn't. That's okay. So Washington has star, Morris has star, Peterson has superstar, Freeney has superstar. That was just revealed. Bratsky and Scioli have star. So the defense in general, I mean, in terms of dev traits, is looking better. Obviously, we need to get some overalls that are higher, but I doubt that the free agency is going to be anywhere good considering what it was in the Vikings rebuild. Let's see what happens. We've got Ron Stone, who's a 32-year-old superstar guard. We don't necessarily need that. I think we've done that in the past, haven't we? Did I do that with the Vikings? I can't remember. Dalen McCutcheon, 26-year-old corner. Mm, the only guy that I would even consider going after is Ron Stone, and I don't think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to save all that money for the eventual payout of probably Peyton Manning. We'll probably have to pay Peyton $17 million on top of what he needs to have as just a salary. Let's get to the draft. This is the Carson Palmer draft, 2003, all kinds of stuff. I don't know who's going to be picking number one overall. Who had the worst year? Who had the worst year? Let's take a look at the mock draft number 5. It is going to be the Steelers picking 1, the Bears picking 2. Okay. Is there a world where we need to trade up? Do we want anybody out of this class that we should trade up for? I mean, Troy Polamalu would be an obvious one to trade up for. He's not super far. I mean, that's only 26. 32 to 26 is not a massive jump up. So maybe we do that, although I have to spend my staff points to make it a little bit easier. So let's go over the player personnel. Purchase, 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 buy that. Yes, I want that. Yep, I also want this and this and this. Buy that too. I want this one. Yep, I do. I sure do. Yeah, I want that one as well. I also want these. The hometown discounts. Got to get those ones. Boom. So we still have 70 points left to spend, but I'm not going to spend them. All right, perfect. We now have a full player personnel trading tree, which will make it easier for me to trade draft picks around. And we can go up and get the big dog, Troy Polamalu. I might be able to go 2 picks ahead instead of just 1. Let me try it out here. The Raiders want 30. They're going to get 32. Oh, they declined it. So we'll have to go by 1 by 1. Just a little bit of a slower process, but it's not a big deal. 32 for 31. Thank you very much. And yes, you can do this if you do what I did with the player personnel thing, and you also have trading on normal. Obviously, trading's always on normal for any of my videos, unless specifically said otherwise in like a challenge video or something. Then we go to the Raiders, who had the other pick number 30 for 31. Boom, bada bing, bada bang. And we're already up to 30. Now we only have to go to 26, which was Kansas City, I think. So it shouldn't be too long. 30 to 29. Who's got 29? Probably whoever's in the NFC Championship game. And it ends up being the Falcons with a young Mike Vick. That is accepted. And we're already up to 29. And I might... Actually, I'll try it after we get to 27. Or 28, I mean. After we get to 28. So 29. Who's got pick number 28? That is held by the Eagles, it looks like. Yep, the Eagles have pick number 28. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have pick number 28, I'm going to try to jump 2 spots and avoid having to trade an extra time. Sometimes they accept it, sometimes they don't. Kind of depends on the team, I guess. So let's go to the Chiefs and try to get 26 from 28. And they decline it. But since we're so close, I might as well just send a 7th round pick their way. It's not that big of a deal. Boom. And now we have a chance to get Troy Polamalu, as long as the mock draft doesn't lie to me and say that he's going to go ahead of me, which I'd be very upset for, but it could happen. So next user pick, Charles Rogers goes 1, Palmer goes 2. So the board follows exactly what it said, and I don't see Troy Polamalu on this board, so we can take him. Perfect. I was thinking about getting Anquan Bolden, but there's going to be spots for other receivers in a few extra drafts. So we'll take Troy Polamalu. Might as well get a strong safety that's a stud. He's the best player in the class. He's got his flowing locks, and he's a stud. We had him in the Texans rebuild too, so we know how good he is. And now we go to the final pick of the 2nd round. Who's going to be available for me here? Mike Doss. I can't get Mike Doss because we got Polamalu. They're both strong safeties. Not really much options in terms of the best players left. Quarterback we don't need, obviously. Running back we don't need. Receiver, there's not going to be another receiver that I want here in the second round. Brandon Lloyd would be cool, but not in the second round. Tight end, it looks like Jason Witten's already gotten taken. I was kind of thinking him. Offensive line, we've got David Dahl or David Deal. Maybe we take him, but he's a day 3 guy. He's probably not going to be there round 3, I don't think. Okay, I'll come back to him. He's probably the guy that we grab, but I want to make sure that there's nobody else that I'm going to miss. Robert Mathis, pairing him alongside Dwight Freeney, like in real life, would be pretty ideal. I think I got to take Robert Mathis first. He says he's round 3 to 4. Deal says he's, or Dahl, however you want to say his name. He says he's day 3, so there's a chance he could be there in the third round. So we'll take Robert Mathis with that pick, pair him alongside Dwight Freeney, just like in real life, and we'll be good on the defensive line. Please, David, be there. I think he is. I don't see him on there, unless I missed him. I went pretty quick. I don't see him on there. Please be there, David. David, please be there, David. David, he is perfect. Round 3, we'll get David. That's a big time right guard to grab. Round 1, true talent. He's number 14 in the draft, and we're coming away with some good picks. 3 solid picks right now. We go to the 4th round. Who's going to be available in the 1st or the 4th round? Who is going to be available in the 4th round? Probably nobody. That's what I would guess. Brandon Lloyd is still available. I might go for him if there's nobody else that piques the interest. And it looks like right now there's nobody. So let's go for Lloyd. We'll take Brandon Lloyd with this pick. He's probably not going to be a very high overall, but we'll have to battle with it. He's got hidden dev, so he can pair alongside. It's not like he has to be a starter or anything. He can go alongside Marvin and Reggie Wayne. And this will probably be the final pick that I make because I did see one other guy that I kind of want to grab. If he's still available, he is. Tully Bantakane. He developed really well in one of the videos that I did on this. I don't remember if it was 2002 or if it was Texans or Vikings. It might have been the Texans. I know he had a decent overall at the end of it, so might as well take him again, give him another shot, and we always could use linebacker at this point. All right, the defending champs have done their draft. Draft recap. How good are our overalls? We got a 79 in Polamalu, 71 in Mathis, 73 in Dahl or Deal, 62 for Brandon Lloyd, 64 for Tully Bantakane. Okay, I can deal with that. It's still early in the video. Polamalu is the best player in the class, like they told us he was. And we're going to be even better, hopefully, than we were last year, and we won the Super Bowl. How much better can we be? I guess maybe lose less games. That's possible. Let's take a look at this lineup, though, now officially. All right, so we've got... Deal's not going to start this season, it looks like, but he might start next year. Actually, you know what? He's the same overall. Might as well get him some starts. Offense is looking pretty solid. I should probably do... I don't think he did the generate the best lineup. I should probably do that. Okay, there we go. So it did put Brandon Lloyd up a little bit higher, but it swapped these two guys. And then we go on defense, and Robert Mathis is not starting because Bradsky's here. Okay, I wonder if Bradsky... I think I might put Washington at middle linebacker. Let's put Marcus Washington at middle linebacker. I might move Bradsky to D-tackle. Change that. So he goes to middle linebacker to play. And then Tully Bantakane will start, hopefully, over Thornton. Actually, that's a bad idea. Washington is a horrible middle linebacker. I didn't realize he was going to be such a low overall. Might as well keep him in as an outside. So we'll sweep that back. Make him an outside linebacker. Okay, he's back up to a 76. So Tully might just have to play some middle linebacker. That's better than the 51 overall we were gonna have to start. And Bradsky, how big is he? He's 6'5", 270. That's not a real big D tackle, but I really want Robert Mathis to start. So we'll see what his overall goes to if we move him to D tackle. What does it look like? He's a 73. That's good enough because that gets Robert Mathis some playtime. So next up, we're going to have to work on corner for sure. Got to work on corner. And then we're going to have to work on middle linebacker because we certainly can't have Tully Bantakane starting at middle linebacker for right now. So that might be what the 2004 draft class ends up being for us. But I'm going to, speaking of the 2004 draft class, I'm going to simulate to week number 1 so we can get the 2004 draft class loaded in. And then obviously we'll simulate from there. But I'll see you guys at week 1. Okay, made it to week number 1. Let's load in the 2004 NFL draft class. Not Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, uh, Philip Rivers, Big Ben, those type of boys. You should already know Larry Fitzgerald, Sean Taylor. Getting Larry would be pretty cool, but D'Angelo Hall probably is a little bit of a bigger priority. Some linebackers like Jonathan Vilma could certainly help us out. There's some options in here at positions we need. So we'll think about it as we simulate season number 2, the defending champs. Can we go back to back? That'd be pretty awesome. Season 2 is in the books, and I don't know how this team is doing the things that they're doing, but we are 12-5 after season 2. This offense must just be the most lethal offense of all time because the defense is not that good. It truly is not. And Peyton Manning, these might be MVP numbers right here. 4,400 yards, 45 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 73% completion. I mean, I'd give him the MVP. Those are crazy good numbers. Rushing wise, I told you, once Edgerrin James starts to get a higher overall, he will start to kill the game. And he's got 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns, 4.4 per carry. Very good numbers from Edgerrin James. Back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons for Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, as expected, because they're goated. 20 touchdowns for Marv. Talk about Offensive Player of the Year. Then we go to the defense side of the ball, and Rob Morris has 101 tackles. Okay, Marcus Washington. Ooh, this is a really good season for Marcus Washington. Dwight Freeney led the team in tackles for loss for a lot by 22, and then Washington had 15. Sack leader was Mike Peterson with 13. I mean, maybe he goes up to X Factor. That'd be amazing. 9.5 sacks for Bratsky. 7 sacks for Freeney. We could be getting some individual awards this year, that's for sure. Polamalu had 3 picks. Good for him. And 77 tackles. Okay, so already we have had 2 double-digit win seasons. Peyton Manning's been killing it. We won a championship. Let's see what happens in year number 2. Wild card playoff against the Titans, and it'll be the most typical Madden result you could ever have. We lose in round 1 to the Tennessee Titans, to a division rival. All right, well, at least we got a championship. At least we got a championship. But you know what this means? It means that the moves that I make the team worse than the team just base the roster just before I got my hands on my grubby little fingers on it. And the Titans have made it to the Super Bowl to take on the Saints. Wow. So we lost to the eventual Super Bowl champions. Hopefully. It is them. 35-14. The Titans have taken a Super Bowl. The AFC South is now back-to-back Super Bowl champions. Crazy simulation so far. It is Steve McNair with the championships. Jeff Garcia takes the MVP from Peyton Manning. Rod Smith and Kevin Carter are the players of the year, and Anquan Bolden and E.J. Henderson are the rookies of the year. I should have went with Anquan Bolden, but he might not have had as good of a season as he had if he was with us. So maybe it's for the best that we didn't take him. But now we get to the year 2 off season. We're not going to have a pick 32, obviously, but we're still going to have a pick in the 20s. Marcus Washington, speaking of X Factor, is an X Factor player now. He is developing like crazy, and I'm not really sure why. So we're going to lock him down forever. I know that his profile picture or his player portrait picture is Sam Howell. I get it, but there's nothing I can do about that unless I change his model. But then that would get rid of the picture. I don't really know what Marcus Washington even looks like. But he's coming back. He's locked up. So that's awesome. Rob Morris has been a really good middle linebacker for us, so we'll get him locked up. Maybe not a 5-year deal. A 4-year deal would be perfect. We've still got plenty of money to work with. So he's going to come back. David Macklin at corner. He's now got started development, so that's awesome. He had normal before the season. We're getting some good dev trade upgrades. He's also back. David Gibson is a strong safety who has 26 years old. Not very bad. I'll take that. There's Scioli again because we only franchise tagged him. We don't need to bring back anybody else here. Marcus Pollard at 32. We don't really have another option at tight end, which I don't really want to pay a 32-year-old at 74 overall, but we might have to. No, he's not going to come back. You know what? That might be for the best. What's the franchise tag? 12.6. I can pay that. I can pay 12.6. And then Scioli, can we get you back on like a 3-year deal? You denied us the last time. Are you going to deny us again? Wow, he just does not want to come back for the money I'm offering him. And I can't franchise tag him. So you know what? Scioli is gone. He's not going to be high enough overall to trade away for anything valuable. So we'll just let him walk. He was so stingy. He just did not want to sign with us. We go to free agency, and what do we got here? We got Automatica Grammatica, Larry Allen. We signed him in I think the Houston video. But there's nobody that I want. I don't think. Again, we might as well just keep the. Ooh, never mind. How did Quentin Michael, who has superstar dev at 23 years old, make it to free agency? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to go all in on this man. I'll offer him a 6-year deal. He really wants to be here. I will pay him absorbent amounts of money to be our free safety of the future. Then we don't have to worry about it. I know that Sean Taylor is in this class, but if we get him, we don't have to worry about Sean Taylor, even though Sean Taylor's cool. Ooh, we're not even in the. Are we in the running? Maybe it's just a glitch. I paid him so much money. There's no way they're paying him more than me. We signed Plaxico Burress in another video. That might be the only guy that I go after because I'm not seeing. There's a lot of people that want to come to win a championship in Indianapolis, but I don't really want them. We got to be in the running for him, right? I know it doesn't say in the running, but I offered him a crazy contract. There's no way that they're offering him more than that, right? I'm in my head too much. I got to offer him even more now. He's 23 years old. There's no way we can let this guy leave without signing with us. He's got superstar dev at 23. I got to pay him, even if I overpay him by so much, we got to make sure that he's on the team. He's got to accept that contract. There's no way he wouldn't accept that. Thank you. I know we severely overpaid for him, but he's now locked down for the rest of the video. We don't have to worry about free safety at all the rest of the video. So we're perfectly fine. And strong safety with Troy Polamalu as well. We're now good. We are now perfectly fine at safety. I mean, Washington having X factor is crazy. We need a middle linebacker desperately in this class because we don't have another one. Peterson's playing two positions. Freeney and Mathis both have superstar. We need to get some corners as well. So we need to actually, you know what? I might just sign a middle linebacker in this class just in case I don't draft one, just so we have somebody. So Mike Peterson doesn't have to play both positions, which I don't think he can. So let's find a middle linebacker. Although they're so bad, aren't they? Let's just go with Nguyen and hopefully sign him to a contract just so we have a body there in case we don't get a middle linebacker. We probably will go after one, but let's just get one just in case. And he chose to sign. Okay, perfect. So at least we have a body at the position that can fill in so Peterson can't play, doesn't have to play two spots on the field. That'd be pretty awkward for him. All right, perfect. We'll still look for an upgrade, but at least we have somebody there as a placeholder for now. Let's keep simulating and get to the draft, the year 2 draft. That's not what I wanted to click. That's staff moves. I don't care about staff moves. Let's get to the draft and find out what's going on in there. We need corner, we need middle linebacker, and we need offensive line are probably the 3 biggest points of interest for the team. So let's take a look at who are in those different spots. So corner, we've got D'Angelo Hall, Chris Gamble. I might go Chris Gamble. That would be pretty. That'd be pretty good. Certainly, if we're not going to be able to get D'Angelo Hall D'Angelo Hall. Jonathan Vilma. Hopefully, he's not projected to go too high because I certainly would want to grab Jonathan Vilma. Jason Babin can't play middle. None of these other guys can move in the middle. I don't think. D tackle Vince Wilfork is available. Darnell Dockett's. Okay, there's a couple D tackles. We do need a D tackle too, but that's not like the bigger need than the other linebacker or corner spots. And then offensive line could certainly use some improvements, but this is not a great offensive line class in terms of interior. We also do need a tight end because our tight end is gone now. But the tight ends in this class are not great. I mean, you got Ben Watson and Kellen Winslow. It's great. And then wide receiver. I could grab another wide receiver if I need to, but it's not going to be top priority. And then running back and quarterback, we're not in a market for. This is going to be pretty tricky. I don't really know where we're going to go in this draft. The positions that we need, they don't seem to be in high demand, it looks like. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out as we go. See how the board falls, and mainly see what our draft pick even is. It's probably going to be in the 20s, or maybe the very, very high teens. But we'll see. Let's take a look at mock draft number 5 and see what's going on. So Robert Gallery going number 1 overall to the Cardinals. Sean Taylor, Tommy Harris, Eli, Larry Fitz, Vince Wilfork. Okay, okay. Ben going to 12 to the Bengals. That happened in another video. That might have been the Vikings one. There's D'Angelo Hall, Phillip Rivers. Yeah, Phillip Rivers. So there's Jonathan Vilma at 18, and we pick at 23. That's super easy to trade up to. There's Chris Gamble. Do we choose Jonathan Vilma or do we choose Chris Gamble? That's a bigger question. I'd say middle linebacker is probably more of a need than corner is, even though I love Chris Gamble. Very underrated player. I think middle linebacker getting Jonathan Vilma is the more important move. So let's see what we can do here. Do some damage with the trades. The Bills have pick 21. Can we jump 2 spots? Yes, we can. Thank you very much. Makes it a lot quicker. And then we'll go from 21 to 19. What did I say? 18 was when Vilma was projected. I think it was the Chiefs again. I think we traded with the Chiefs to get 26 or whatever it was. All right, let's go from 21 to 19. 21 to 19. 19 is held by Seattle. We'll jump them. And then we'll trade probably 19 to 17 just so we can have a 1-spot buffer. He still could go ahead of me if somebody desperately needs a linebacker, middle linebacker, but we'll try to cover our bases here. All right, pick number 17 is held by a team named the Panthers. Yep, the Panthers. Okay. All right. So we jumped up from number 21, 22. I forget what we were. Whatever we were, we jumped up to number 17. Now we can start the draft. Hopefully grab ourselves Jonathan Vilma and get that middle linebacker position figured out. So Gallery goes number 1, then Sean Taylor, Tommy Harris, Eli, Larry Fitzgerald. So it goes exactly how the mock draft said it was. So that's 2 years in a row now that the mock draft or the actual draft goes the same as the mock draft. We will take ourselves Jonathan Vilma, great player, middle linebacker. Welcome aboard. Got to get that middle linebacker spot fixed, and we have now done it. So he will now fill in as the middle linebacker too. So we need corner and D tackle with our next few picks. Hopefully those are positions that have players that we can grab. I don't know. There's a Kwan Ratliff at corner. That could be a nice one for us. What about D tackle? What's D tackle looking like? We've got Randy Starks. We could go Randy Starks. It looks like the other guy that I was looking at is gone. I think I've gone Randy Starks before, and he wasn't that good. Shante Spencer. Will Poole is down there. This just isn't... There's just not a lot of corners. Not a lot of corners that are going to end up being pretty good. Kwan Ratliff might not be a bad idea. Do we need corner more than we need D tackle? Probably not. We need D tackle more, I think. So let's take Randy Starks. It's going to be a little bit of a miss, I think, but we need D tackle. We'll grab him. He's number 62 in true value. He's got normal dev. He's probably not going to end up being anything for us. Maybe the 2005 draft will help us with D tackle. But at least we have somebody. Okay, so next up, Derek Strait's still available. Alex Stepanovich from Ohio State could be a nice pickup. We could always use another offensive lineman. But I do see Will Allen here, also from Ohio State. I know we don't need safety anymore, but maybe he could play some corner for us. If we move him to corner. He's number 128 in true value. I didn't think he was going to be that rough. All right, whatever. He could end up being something. Probably not. And then probably the final pick that I will make. We will go... Because I think there was a corner in the undrafted. Yeah, we'll take Randall Gay. Because I'm pretty sure he developed fairly well in the Vikings rebuild. Yeah, he's number 45 in true value. That's going to end up being a pretty good pickup for us. So good thing I remembered that. And then we'll simulate the rest of the draft. And now year number 2 is fully in the books. We will get the 2005 draft class loaded in when we simulate to week number 1. And I think really only we're going to need D tackle on the defense. I guess we could also add some extra corners. But the defense is coming together very well. Very, very well. So 75 for Jonathan Vilma, and then everybody else is under a 70, which is not a surprise. It's just going to take some time for those guys to turn into anything. Best player in the class is Fitz. Not a surprise there. Okay. I'm glad we got our middle linebacker situation figured out. We don't have to worry about that anymore. But now all we need is for our young guys to just keep growing, just keep developing. And if they can do that, then we can be another Super Bowl team. Let's generate the best lineup. Edgerrin James now an X factor. Awesome. For some reason, Reggie Wayne still has not gone up to star. I don't know why he's not. And then on defense, oh yeah, the defense is looking a lot better now. With the additions of Mikel from free agency, with Vilma now, uh, Polamalu's getting better. Macklin moves over to number 2 corner. We're pretty good. We're still not there yet in terms of like the way that I want the team to look, but as far as I mean another championship run, it's certainly possible. All right, let's get the 2005 draft class loaded in so we can simulate season 3 and hopefully have a D tackle available for us. So 2005 draft class has been loaded in. It's Alex Smith, it's Braylon Edwards, Ronnie Brown. You know the drill. Let's take a look at the positions though. So corner could be another need for us. Pac-Man, Rogers, Antrell Roll. It's again another thin draft class in terms of top tier talent. So if we want to get a guy, we might have to take the top. And then DeMarcus Ware, I would not be opposed to grabbing DeMarcus Ware, that's for sure. Lights out Merriman could be nice. We're not really in the market for a linebacker anymore, though. D tackle is something we do need. Sean Cody, Jason Babineau. Again, a class that is very thin at the position that we are looking for. A little bit unfortunate. As far as offensive line goes, we've taken Logan Mankins. We took him in the Vikings one, and he was unbelievably good. We missed out on Evan Mathis that one. We could go for 2 offensive linemen in this class. That would certainly not be a bad thing because our offensive line is okay, but it's not like at the point where we want it to be like fully complete. But it's season number 3. We're going to simulate to the end, and I will see you guys afterwards. Year 3 is done, and there's something crazy about these Colts playbooks because we are 15-2, the number 1 seed, and the bye. I mean, I'm not quite sure I didn't think the Colts playbooks were that good. I mean, they're absolutely unbelievable. The Colts playbook, who'd we lose to? We lost to the Giants and the Raiders back to back early in the season, and then we won every single game the rest of the way. And we were putting up 42 consistently. This Colts playbook with this combination of players with Peyton Manning is kind of broken. I mean, that's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And Peyton Manning, talk about broken. 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a 70% completion. Will he finally get his MVP? We'll have to wait and see on that. Edgerrin James killed the game. 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, 4.6 per carry. Oh my God. Oh my God. 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns for Marvin Harrison Sr., 17 yards per catch. I mean, if that's not Offensive Player of the Year, I don't know what is. That even could be MVP. I would give the MVP to Marvin Harrison Sr. for that. That's unbelievable. Reggie Wayne had a fantastic season. I hope he finally gets up to star because I'm kind of just like waiting around for him to go to star. Defensively, we had 87 tackles from David Gibson. Wow, surprisingly, we don't have the one middle linebacker lead us in tackles. That's kind of surprising. Macklin's right there with 86. Vilma, as a rookie, had 83. Polamalu, Dwight Freeney had 11 tackles for loss. Sack leader was Peterson with 14, and then Freeney with 12 and a half. Triplett had 8. Marcus Washington's been a stud for us. And then Mathis had 2.5. Interception leader was Joe Jefferson with 4. Vilma had 2. A couple other guys had 2. All right. I'd say we're on track to have a really, really good season, a really good playoff run. Let's see if it will continue, or will Madden give us the most generic thing to happen? I hate this freaking game so much, man. I hate this game. How did we win a Super Bowl in year number 1, and then we go 15-2 and lose in our first playoff game when we're clearly a better team? I don't understand this video game, man. I don't understand it. I want to beat myself with a wooden paddle. Oh, I don't get this game at all. I don't get it. That makes no sense. How would we not even get to the AFC Championship with the team that we built? Eagles and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That sounds familiar. Who's going to get it done, though? It is won by the Eagles. Okay, Eagles get the job done. They are Super Bowl champions here in year number 3. So it's been us, it was the Titans, and now it's us, or now it's the Eagles. So those are your 3 Super Bowl champions so far. We've got Donovan McNabb winning the Super Bowl MVP. Michael Vick wins regular season MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. So Michael Vick steals Offensive Player of the Year from Marvin Harrison Sr., which is just out of control. There's no way he should be able to get that when Harrison had such a good season. If Harrison's not going to be able to win MVP, he should at least have Offensive Player of the Year. You can't have Michael Vick take both. Derek Brooks wins Defensive Player of the Year. Jericho Cotchery and Darnell Dockett win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. One of these rebuilds, I'm going to get Jericho Cotchery because he always develops well. That's 3 years or 3 rebuilds in a row where he's been like a really, really good player since getting drafted. So one of these times I will get him if I remember. One of these times. All right, let's take a look at the team. And Brett Favre says he's not coming back. I don't know if that means this year he's not coming back or whenever his contract is up. The team is good. I mean, the team is fantastic. We won 15 games. Mainly the defense is amazing. Jonathan Vilma revealed to have superstar. Jefferson has star. Randall Gay has star. Okay. Okay. Things are happening. Things are definitely happening. We still need a D tackle. I don't know if we're going to find one in this draft class, though. 123, Marvin Harrison Sr. just had one of his best seasons of all time, and he needs a new contract. I'm willing to pay that until you retire, big dog. I am willing to pay it. We're probably only going to go 1 or 2 more seasons. We pay Marvin Harrison. We got to pay Reggie Wayne. Even though Reggie, I don't know if you're worth over 100 million for the production you're given. He's doing. I'm not trying to disrespect him. What? You don't want to take that contract? All right, looks like we're paying 29 million on the franchise tag. Joe Jefferson, I'll accept his 5th-year option. And then everybody else can kick rocks. That's what it looks like. Marcus Pollard, do I want to bring him back again? I probably have to, right? Until I get an actual tight end. Maybe I don't even get an actual tight end. Maybe we end the video without having an actual tight end. He want to play for a new team next year. These guys are so stingy, man. I hate it. Just accept my money. I'm paying you. I'm giving you a chance to have a job, and yet they don't seem to want it. They want to go play for a new team. Who knows? Nobody's going to pay a 33-year-old tight end who's a 70 overall, except for me. All right, so we've got Kenyatta Walker. I think I signed him in one of my other videos, so I'm not going to do it here, even though a right tackle would be amazing. Aaron Glenn at corner. The rest of the class is not amazing. Fred Smoot, not bad. What? Might not be that bad, especially at 26. If we pay him a good chunk of money, maybe he wants to come play for the Colts. Everybody else, Zach Thomas, we don't need another middle linebacker. Santana Moss at receiver could be interesting. I might be down for a little Santana Moss action. Corey Simon at D tackle. He's 28. He's got Dev. He's got 79 overall. I could certainly sign him as a starter for now. So we're going to Fred Smoot and Corey Simon. Will they both sign with us? Yes, they do. Okay, so we get both of the guys we went after. We add a D tackle. I don't know if he's going to be the main D tackle, but he is at least a guy for us for now. And then we've got ourselves another corner to add to the team. So 4 corners now that I like. And Simon actually has an upgrade point. Okay. Take that, big dog. Hopefully he can help us out. And we'll go to the 2005 NFL draft and see what it brings, because we might need a guard. That might be, and that's where we could come into either Logan Mankins or Evan Mathis. Getting one of those guys would be awesome. I got Logan Mankins in the Vikings rebuild, I'm pretty sure. So maybe we swap and get Evan Mathis this time around. Because I don't want to just keep getting the same guys over and over again just because we know they're going to be good. Where's the fun in that? I've done that a few times, but I don't want to do that every single time. All right, so top of the class is as you would expect. The tackles are not amazing, but there's Evan Mathis. Oh, nope, not the right guy. We already have him scouted. We're ready to go for that. At center, I am curious about David Bass or Boss, I guess. Probably David Bass. There's Logan Mankins. Like I said, we're probably not going to go for him, even though we know he's fantastic. Um, there's Erasmus James. We don't really need another defensive lineman. Maybe we take Marcus Spears. I could see us taking Marcus Spears and then moving him to D tackle. Maybe he's the D tackle replacement. Outside linebacker. We don't really need any other linebackers, I don't think. Maybe getting an extra corner. I did see Brandon Browner down here. He could be useful. All right. Getting a fifth corner would probably be good if we absolutely need to. We have four that I trust, but we'll see what happens. All right, draft time. What's the mock draft say? What does mock draft 5 say? Ronnie Brown number 1, Alex Smith number 2 to the Niners. That's cool. Rodgers number 4. We saw Rodgers fall to the second round, I think, right? In one of our videos. I think it might have been the Viking one. Then Sean Merriman, Darmarcus Ware, intro role. Okay, so Marcus Spears is going to go 11. Interesting. Heath Miller, Thomas Davis. Okay, okay. They have us taking Logan Mankins at 28. I mean, that'd be awesome, but I said we're not going to go for it. So do I want to trade up? Do I want to trade up? Nah, I think I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it where it lies. We'll let the board play out however it does, and whoever's available for us will take. So let's move to the draft, and here we go. So Ronnie Brown, number 1, Alex Smith, 2, Rodgers does go 4, Sean Merriman, Demarcus Ware, Erasmus, Heath Miller. Okay, so the board looks like it went about exactly how they said it was going to go. And now we are up at number 28. We can take Logan Mankins, but I said we're going to avoid that. So other than Logan Mankins, who do we want to grab? Who do we want to grab? What kind of tight end market do we have? We've got Alex Smith. Yeah. Okay, so we probably missed out on the tight ends because Heath Miller was available, but he's not anymore. Evan Mathis is around 3 to 4. We'll probably have to take him in the second round if we want him. Who else are we looking at here? Everybody that I was looking at got taken. Foxworth is around 2 to 3. What is Browner? Browner is around 3 to 4. So we could come away with some quality corners later in the class. We have an option. But who's this first round pick going to be for? Maybe I trade the first round pick. I know I'm not going to probably get too much, but I could trade it. Or I'd take a wide receiver here, like a Vincent Jackson type. Hmm. Or maybe we take David Bass. He's a round 1 to 2 guy. Yeah, let's take him. We need an extra center just in case Jeff Saturday retires. So we'll take David Bass to be that replacement, hopefully. And then in the second round is probably where we take Evan Mathis. As long as he's still there. I don't see him quickly as I scroll through the board. So Evan Mathis is still available. Don't want to risk him not being there in the third round. So take him in the second round. That's our offensive line working pretty well. We still do need a right tackle, which I could have signed. I could have fixed that if we would have taken the dude in the free agency. But like I said, I think we've got him before, so I didn't want to do it again. Okay, so now that the guard position is figured out, maybe we go for Dominique Foxworth. He says he's around 2 to 3 true talent. He's got elite speed, 4.3 speed for Dominique. We might as well take him. I watched Dominique Foxworth on TV. I didn't realize he was that fast. All right, that's an extra corner grabbed. What other stuff do we need besides tight end? Dan Orlovsky got taken, 99th overall. What did I just do? Did I skip my pick? Oops. Who'd they take? They took a halfback. Okay, whatever. Whatever. You might as well just finish the rest of the draft. I didn't mean to skip my pick, but I was looking at Dan Orlovsky. All right. So we were able to get Evan Mathis. Perfect. Fixes the guard spot. Still do need to figure out the right tackle position. Bass is a 69. Mathis 75. Dominique is a 67. All right, whatever. Perfectly fine. Best player in the class was Logan Mankins. We had an option to take him. He went the next pick. But like I said, we took him in the Vikings one. I wasn't going to take him two rebuilds in a row with this era. So Evan Mathis, welcome to the squad. I think Evan Mathis is just as good. So let's take a look at what the team looks like headed into year 4. And we will do a little bit of generate best lineup just in case. All right, so offensive line's pretty good. We have no tight end. I probably should sign a tight end in free agency just in case. We have three good wide receivers, well, two good wide receivers, and then Brandon Lloyd's okay. But the defense is really where the money is made. We have four corners that I like. We have our safeties that I like. Linebackers are great. Defensive line's good. The only thing we need to do is sign a tight end. So let's go into free agency and see if there's any tight end that's better than a 50 something overall. Let's see. Tight ends. We've got not a lot of options. I might as well just stay with the guy that I have because there's only two guys higher than a 59 overall. So we'll just keep the tight end that we have and hope that doesn't affect the team too much. I will see you guys at week number 1 to load in the 2006 roster. We might be done after this season. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's quickly load in the 2006 draft class so we can get simulating here. And then probably, depending on if we win another championship in this season or not, we probably don't go too many more years after this. Maybe even this is done. I don't know. But this is the draft class. You guys know it. You're familiar with it by now. We're getting into the draft classes that everybody should be super, super familiar with. So we'll keep moving. And I will see you guys at the end of year number 4. If we win another championship, that could be the end. We finished the season and we won how many games? 13 games. Don't win the number 1 seed. How did we not win the number 1 seed? Because we tied with the Steelers, who also won 13 games, and they just must have had the advantage over us. I don't know. Well, we are not the number 1 seed. We are the number 2, so we have to go through the wild card round. But Peyton Manning put up a lot of numbers, but a few more interceptions this year, which is a little bit worrying because he has had like single-digit interceptions the entire simulation. But he still put up 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, very good. 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns for Edgerrin James. Ooh, we didn't get 2,000-yard receivers this year. Marvin had a great season, not as good as last year, but still a great season. And Brandon, it's probably because Brandon Lloyd got more yards than he probably should have, and Reggie Wayne didn't get as many catches. So interesting. Jonathan Vilma leads the team in tackles, not a surprise. Palomalu, Macklin, Smoot, Gibson. Tackle for losses is Peterson with 14, Marcus Washington at 11, Dwight Freeney at 11 sacks, 7.5 for Corey Simon. That's a big pickup. Corey Simon, 7.5 sacks. And then Fred Smoot with 6 interceptions. Are you kidding me, Fred? 6 picks? Picks? That's an insane number for Fred Smoot. I'm glad we signed him. But now it's time to play the Raiders. Can we win? We've had 2 years in a row where we've just been bumped in the first round of the wild card. Thank God. We finally move on to the next round. We take on the Chargers. That is not Evan Mathis, but it says his name. All right, divisional round against the Chargers. Please, please. Yes, AFC Championship against the Miami Dolphins. We will jump in this time. We always jump in for AFC Championships and Super Bowls, but I didn't jump in the first year because I didn't really think we were going to win that, to be honest. So we will jump in for the AFC Championship. This could be a chance to win our second Super Bowl of the video. Okay, big AFC Championship game here at home. Lucas Oil. Let's get the job done. Go to our second Super Bowl of the video, and then hopefully win our second Super Bowl of the video. And it would make me happy because I've actually had my fingerprints on this team. It would make me real sad if the only Super Bowl we won in the video was the one where I didn't have any input on the team. That made me feel insecure. 3rd and 4 situation, hand it off to Edgerrin James. He's got great blocks down the field. Edgerrin James, touchdown. You see Marvin Harrison blocking until the whistle? I mean, that dog is a dog. Huge. 21-7. We ended up stopping them, didn't allow them to get a touchdown, and we will win our second AFC Championship of the video. Peyton Manning quickly establishing himself as the GOAT. I have not seen Tom Brady in any of these simulations, so I don't know. I don't know. But we will play in our second Super Bowl of the video. It'd be a nice little bookend, wouldn't it? We win the Super Bowl in year number 1, and then we win the Super Bowl in the final year, the last year number 4. But we actually got to win the Super Bowl for me to complete that and actually have that be true. Who are we playing against? The Falcons? Who's it going to be? The Packers. The Packers are your NFC representative. I feel like we played them in either the Texans video or the Vikings video. Well, obviously we played them in the Vikings video. I think we played them in the Texans video in one of the Super Bowls. But here we go. This is for all the marbles. If we win this one, The video's over. If not, then we probably go one more year. Here we go. It is Super Bowl time. Packers and Colts. If we win this one, the video's over. If we don't, we probably go one more season. But I want to win it. And I did see as we were loading in, oh, that must have been a quick turnover or something. I did see as I was loading in that Brett Favre is still the quarterback of this team. So it seems like what he said, that message, he wasn't coming back. It meant after his contract was up, he's not re-signing another one. But it looks like we might be able to have the job done here. And it is. It's a Super Bowl victory for the Colts. 2 in a row. Well, not 2 in a row, but 2 in the video. And this time, I actually won one when I had input on who was on the roster. So that makes me feel good. If the only Super Bowl we won in the video was the first one where I didn't do anything to the team, I would have felt a little insecure about not doing anything. We still won a championship. And then every time that I had an input on the team, we didn't win. That would have made me feel bad. So at least we get one where I have affected the team in a positive way. Let's be fair. Having Peyton Manning from the very beginning is a cheat code. I mean, these Colts playbooks are good, but with Peyton Manning on the team, they're unbelievable. So just a little reminder, if you download this roster and end up rebuilding a team, make sure you get Peyton Manning on your roster and use Colts playbook, at least Colts offense, because we killed it from the very beginning. We made the playoffs every single year of this video, and we are now 2-time Super Bowl champions, and the final one comes where I actually helped this team grow pretty substantially. And we had a lot of money the entire video. Like at one point, we had over $200 million in cap room. So we had so much money the entire video. It was super, super helpful. Peyton Manning does, in fact, get the MVP of the Super Bowl. Donovan McNabb is the MVP of the league. Marty Booker and Kevin Carter are rookies of the year, or players of the year. And Aaron Rodgers of the Ravens and DeMarcus Ware are your rookies of the year. And that is where we'll end the video. Thank you so much to the commenter, the viewer, who commented and suggested either doing a 2002 Bengals or 2002 Colts. We chose the Colts, and we got 2 championships out of it. So this is the final team. We got very lucky that I didn't have to do too much to this team. Like, the offense is pretty much the same, except for we lost our tight end, and we added Evan Mathis and David Dahl. So those are 2 additions on the offense. We also added Brandon Lloyd. And then on defense, the defense is where I definitely had to put my fingerprints on it. So we added Robert Mathis. We added Corey Simon. We changed the entire cornerback room. We added 2 free safeties. We added Jonathan Vilma, but everybody else is the same. We had Morris was here the whole time. Marcus Washington was a great developed player. Same thing with Peterson. But this team needed a lot of help, especially on the defensive side of things, and we gave them that help. 2 championships have been won and a successful completed rebuild here in 2002 for the Indianapolis Colts. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.